Hey everybody, welcome to the Tezos-Artcast. This is episode 24, and the Tezos-Artcast is where we get together and we meet different artists from all over the world who are using NFTs in their work, whether it's gaming, animation, illustration, music, all those things. NFTs can be a part of that. And so we explore how all these different people are starting to utilize this technology in their work. And specifically around the Tezos blockchain, which we're excited about because Tezos has been shown over time to be able to evolve and grow in ways that other blockchains have struggled with. So it's exciting. And on top of all that, there's a really great community that kind of comes with the accessibility of being able to use the technology of NFTs both cheaply and super accessibly through all kinds of fun stuff. So we try to check it all out, but the main focus is definitely the art and the artists and the creative people behind these projects and fun stuff. So I'm your host, PC84 or Jeff. I'm also an artist, music lover, writer, etc. Got into the NFT space about well, when NFTs launched on the Tezos network, that was pretty much when I started collecting. And yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind ever since. That's not counting my first crypto kitty on Ethereum or any of that stuff. But yeah, so just excited to be here and excited to bring on our guests soon. We have Dave Gamez, who is an illustrator and animator and makes some really cool stuff like what you see over here. Yeah, it's been a productive week for sure. We've had a couple of different hashtag events going on. It's been 6 months since Hen, aka Hic-et-Nunc, Hicetnunc, which is Latin for here and now. Hic-et-Nunc launched 6 months ago, and so it's kind of like a school, like puppy dog love, school crush kind of situation where, you know, we're excited about our 6-month anniversary. And Hic-et-Nunc was the first marketplace for NFTs to launch as a marketplace specifically. And it opened the door for a lot of things, and there's a lot of really cool experimentational stuff that goes on there. Experimental experimental stuff that goes on there, and just such a diverse range of art and creativity, music, just all the things. But it's also allowed other marketplaces to flourish where Hic-et-Nunc has been kind of a plethora of all different styles, and just where people can kind of feel free really experimenting, sort of like an open mic, I guess, if you will, for art. Other platforms have emerged, like Calumet, who was the second marketplace to emerge on Tezos, as a more curated marketplace. So kind of screening people before they come in, you know, making sure you've got a portfolio, kind of stating what you're going to be minting on the platform, and then being able to do so. So, and then from there, it's kind of blossomed. So I'll probably miss something, but you know, you've got byteblock.art. You've got now the Buttonists, which is NFT Button, which does auctions. A kind of spin-off of Hic-et-Nunc was object.com, which allowed for more user-friendly interface, more traditional interface that people think. Right, Flygor, hey, what's up? He wanted me to make sure when it comes to Calumet, they don't really judge your work necessarily. They just make sure an artist, they just want to see that you're prepared to enter their marketplace. Essentially, it's a little bit of a screen, a little bit more of a screening process. Buonasera, NFT Raider. Howdy. But yeah, so a lot of different marketplaces, and then object.com is great. And then now you're seeing more and more independent artists starting to do their own little marketplaces. One of the first that I knew about was The Alchemist. He did some like comic book covers that were really cool and auctioned them off on his own site. That was pretty neat. That was one of the first that I knew of. And then now they're kind of popping up. You got Bunnynight, has their own deal. So, but it's a really cool place to be a part of. And Flygor's in the chat, NFT Raiders in the chat. Oh geez, what's up with the bunnies? Bunnynights. Let's go check them out. How about that? Bunnynights. I don't have any Bunnynights. Raider might. Where's my Bunnynights? friends. Nope, no Bunnynights. They are quite pricey. There they are. So we'll go and check these out real quick. Since you asked for it. Bunnynights, here we go. So you connect your wallet. I participate in so many giveaways, I know, right? You have to. It's like, you just never know what's gonna pop up. Never won, yeah. Pure Spider might have one. So yeah, this is the Bunnynights website. So you can see this is separate from Hicket Nunk. This is separate from Calumet. They have their own minting function and everything. So they're like their own token. This is kind of a fun interface. And they're just, cool little pixel bunnies. Pure is becoming a whale. Pure Spider, a really good, cool community member, has created a lot of fun tools. But definitely, I think the artists and the developers who are participating are also definitely becoming collectors. And just, Pure Spider is definitely one of them. I hope everybody's doing good today. I like this guy with the mask. I really wanted one of these, but I mean, look at these prices. 2,500 Tez, 700 Tez, 1,250. Maybe it is on hen. I thought it was its own thing. Okay. So, since we were talking about all the different marketplaces, I'll just share with any viewers that don't know, bunnies are objects. Yep. So, tezos are not. That's, yes. One of the cool things about this space that I found early on when I met Flygor was that you can participate in by making collectible projects without actually having to go through the process of learning how to write smart contracts, which are kind of the thing that back the NFT or create the non-fungibility or the uniqueness of the piece of art and make it collectible. And so basically, what Flygor did and what Bunnynights are doing, they're using the hen marketplace as a place to actually mint. So they put the work up there, and then using different methods. In the case of Bunnynights, it looks like it's just it's pretty much straightforward. They post it. It's a one of one. There's not a series of 100 or anything, and then they do an auction because there are auction availabilities within Hicket Nunk or on objects. And yeah, they sell them off that way. Or one really cool thing that we saw, Flygor's project, Puncto was the first time I had seen burn mechanics, they call it. And that's when you receive pretty much like, it's almost like a ticket handed right to you. Steph J has literally, they're called tick cutes or tick cats, tick cutes, cute ticks. But it's a ticket. Tick cute, that's right. Or also his other project, Tezos Pirates, you get a doubloon, which is a gold coin, and when you get that, you redeem it by burning it. So for those not familiar with burning, basically burn everything down. Burning is when you send a token or an NFT or anything to an address. It's specifically called a burn address, and it's a wallet that nobody has the keys to, and that there's no way to access it. So it essentially disappears off the face of the earth, never to be recovered again. So it's basically a way of destroying something that's indestructible. It's making it vanish under the couch cushion or something. So once you do that, though, it registers you a transaction number to prove that it did go to that place. And when Flygor or other artists get that, then they use that number to generate a piece of art for you. So it can be complex how it works, but essentially they're somehow taking those numbers and creating a unique character from them, or even as simple as what Flygor did with Puncto, which was really fantastic and is still really fantastic, where once you've proven that you have burned that token, he took requests on what you'd like to see different on your character or taglines on your character. So you can do a lot even without the kind of skill and craftiness of coding and everything. So I think that's really cool. And projects like this just show you, if you've got an idea and you want to execute it, the tools are there to do it. So that's a lot of fun. So thank you, Flygor, for all that work you've put in. Anyway, we yeah, it's pretty cool. tezos-art's another project. Let's go ahead and head over there so we can. I don't think I covered tezos-art's the week that they were being made. Fucking tezos-art's. So this is another kind of generative project. You'll hear that a lot in the space right now, especially generative, meaning that you have kind of a template. Well, there's a lot of. They're almost at 500,000 a tez. Gee whiz. So this project just came out. OMG, I Drawed It is the architect of the project, hand illustrated. And essentially what you do in the case of one of these in particular, it's I want to say generative. It is generative. It is procedural. It is collectible. But essentially you've got a template, a base template. In this case, it would be the shape of the dinosaur here, the tezos-art, the lizard. And then the artist will create accessories for that said lizard and different characteristics. Some will only appear one every 1,000 tezos-arts made. Others are more common. Maybe like the forked tongue is very rare. You won't see it much. Or a cardigan or something, or having a fishbowl next to a pirate, or having a mystery fish made by Shig, who we're not looking at right now, but another friend of the Artcast, another generative project, where you get a fishbowl with a crazy fish that no one else has, and it's got 5 snails in it, and it's on a pedestal, and there's all kinds of stuff. This is the most recent. So when this project launched last week, it broke the internet, pretty much. It felt like it anyway. So all of them have been adopted. There were, how many were there? There's like 1,000 of them, or a couple thousand. But anyway, just another cool thing to cover and just check out. So now they're going on the secondary marketplace. So they were $15 or 15 tez a piece, 4,200 of them originally, and they were sold out within hours of being minted. So here you can see it on the object.com website, and you know, some of them 450 tez. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of moolah. These are in auction right now. So you got one here at 282 tez, but keep in mind, literally all of these were 15 to start. So highest sale is 30,000 tez right now. Golly. So it's a fun project. There are more and more of these collectible projects popping up. So when you see them, check them out. It's hard to know what's going to take off, or, you know, if it's going to be something that you can, you know, people people are into NFTs for all kinds of reasons. One of them is definitely to be able to invest and get returns on that investment. And I think that there's a fine balance between that. Like for myself personally, I like to look at something, and if I think it's cool aesthetically, I'm automatically interested. So like with tezos, I was really interested in being able to get one. But you just gotta be in the right place at the right time, and it didn't work out. But nonetheless, I think it's a really cool project. So when you're looking at these kinds of projects, not only make sure it's something that you like, because if you maybe never are able to sell it, or selling isn't an interest for you, you want to be able to have it in your collection and feel like it was money well spent. But also look at the artists, and if they're active and doing other things as well, I think it's a good sign that they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's not kind of a one and done thing. So I don't know, that's valuable to me, being able to support artists regularly, as opposed to just kind of like one-off kind of not trash, buy it and sell it and forget about it. That's more valuable to me. So you just kind of gotta pick your priorities and decide why you're collecting art. Do I know more about the artist of tezos? I don't know a whole lot. I had collected one of his pieces prior, like a bedroom series or something. And Flagor says, never spend more than you're willing to see disappear. I think that's just a good rule of thumb for crypto in general. So, again, while art is kind of why we're here, I think, you gotta be willing to spend what you're willing to lose, because you just never know what's going to happen in this space. But I feel really good about kind of where Tezos has been and where it's going. So it's very exciting. But so I wanted to touch on that kind of stuff briefly, and just kind of talk about that a little bit. But I'm excited because I want to welcome our guest for today, and that is Dave Gamez. Hey, Dave.
Hello, how you're doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Excellent. So welcome. I'm glad to have you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. How's your day going?
Fine. I'm I'm always on the rush. Yeah, everything's fine.
Good. And where are you located?
I live in Monterrey. It's a city at the north of Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's pretty sunny all year.
Yeah. Is it hot right now?
Yeah. Monterrey is always hot.
Okay. I hear you. I'm in Las Vegas, so.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty hot here most of the time too. It doesn't get too cold.
Yeah. Same here. Even on the winter is kind of hot.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming and joining us for a little chat and get to know you a little bit. So how have you been an artist since you were a baby? Was it like you came out of your mother's womb with a marker in your hand and oil paints and started painting, or
I don't remember that much, but yeah, as cliche as it might sound, I have always, since I remember, been drawing always, all the time.
Yeah, because you have a very playful style. Very like your animations, your illustrations, your characters, they have like a really just kind of like lighthearted feel. Is that something? Is that always been the case? Like,
Yeah, I try to keep the artwork that I put on the internet fun. I mean, I also have some dark stuff on my sketchbook, but I prefer to for people to see it and cause like a fun reaction, like, oh, look at this, it's funny. Or, yeah,
yeah,
not so much on the, oh, okay, well, I'm more depressed now. So
right, right.
yeah, and I think it's always been there. I always try to keep uh, like the mood real chill and not so much, not that I don't think or produce other type of artwork, but yeah,
Yeah,
I try to keep it on that fun side.
right, right. Absolutely. There's plenty of negativity in the world, and
Yeah, yeah,
you know, uh, well, I think, and I think that's good. Like, I think every artist wants to express themselves differently, and you know, we all have a range of emotions and a range of how we feel about the world and what we're making. But being particular about or being having a purpose in what you're putting out, I think makes the work stronger too. Uh,
yeah. And even when you're, I think that when you're trying to send a serious message, it can be through something funny. It doesn't necessarily goes hand in hand with being it to be dark. But
yeah,
and
right.
sometimes that that gets people to look at it in a different way, and even absorb the information in a different way.
Right. You can I feel like a lot of comedy even is it has its roots in like really dark serious stuff,
Yeah,
but the approach can be light and yeah, I think you're right. It helps you absorb it differently.
yeah, yeah. And to be honest, I've tried to balance my. I don't like to make so much of a political comment or religious comment or through my work at least.
Right.
Maybe if we're having a beer in person, yeah, you'll hear me speak about it. But I try to keep
Right.
it separated from that.
Yeah. Well, that's funny cuz I was kind of reflecting yesterday on like when I got started doing releasing more NFTs and kind of getting into the space. And uh, at first, I had kind of a very particular mindset of, I'm only going to release like certain photography and that's all I'm going to do. And like in my mind, I was being like very serious about it. And kind of the more artists I've met and the more that I've kind of started to relax and get more into my creative flow, I figured out that I think I wanted to be too serious, and I'm not. Like, I take things seriously, and I do have, like you said, political concerns, and there's like dark stuff that I think about or want to express. But as far as like what I put out there, I don't. Maybe I don't think that's who I am.
Yeah, yeah,
Publicly, I guess.
yeah. It's kind of like the same for me. Is and I've done it in the past. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be serious about it, all- but that's not that's not who I am. So I feel like I'm kind of faking it,
Right, right,
and the NFTs is like on the contrary, the thing that has not a single intermediary between you and the audience. So
right.
you have to be you
Yeah,
to reach them. Yeah, and
yeah,
and
and I think, and
you don't have like these walls of knowledge. You have to enter to an office and talk to these people. No, it's your hard work and the audience directly. So
Right. And I think that's kind of like one of the big things that I was thinking about is uh like there's so much politically going on all around me, and so many issues that I have, like I want my art to speak to, but that doesn't come naturally to me, speaking on those topics with art. Like my artistically, it's more feeling versus specific messages. So, but I feel guilty sometimes that
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. But but I think
yeah,
there
yeah,
are artists that were born for that.
yeah, and the thing is like you can still care and you can still support something. I mean, Hikadun has done it with some events. I don't know to set funds to, I think it was Colombia or something.
Yeah,
And and I said, well, that's super cool. Now I can benefit someone else with my work, uh, almost like I said directly. So
yeah,
you can contribute things that you care about without necessarily your. I mean, without graphically representing it in your work necessarily.
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Flygor says on the topic of dark artwork, I like dark.
No, me too.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to see my schedule
yeah.
because it's not all fun. But yeah,
Yeah, for as mellow as I am, like my collection has a lot of dark stuff in it,
yeah,
for
yeah. No.
sure.
And I'm not criticizing at all. I really like it. It's just the way that I represent my artwork is not so much like that. But who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows? Maybe I can turn real dark one day.
yeah. Flagor says, "Is it a dark sketchbook measuring contest?" um, so Dave, so you grew up? Did you grow up in Monterey?
No, I was born in another city of Mexico, and
Okay.
during my childhood, we moved a lot. I went to live in Mexico City, the capital,
Yeah.
and then I get get back to the north of Mexico. I lived like all my childhood through different cities, but since I was like I don't know, like 12, I believe, maybe early, we came to Monterey, and I haven't lived the city yet.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
did
it's
you
it's the biggest part of my life. It's
right? Did you go to like formal schooling for art? Did you pursue that in school or?
yeah, I tried to do that, but no, I didn't finish our school.
Okay.
At the moment, I think uh, I was like too like desperate to get more information, and I didn't feel that I was getting that.
Yeah.
Then I had a son really soon in my life, so it was
Right.
school or work, and I had to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And 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 when I was younger, I said like, oh, you don't need school. But now that I'm much older, I believe I missed an important part, not just from the classes, but for being with other people, working. I have learned it through the years through my work, but yeah, I think I missed the fact of being in a school.
Right. Because there are a lot of people that would, like you said, when you were younger, I don't need school.
Yeah.
But there's two sides to that. What do you think you would have benefited from being at school? Like you said, being around people that.
Yeah, it's kind of different now, but the fact that you are getting the even when the information comes from a book. The fact that you're getting through a professor or a fellow student that information is completely different to having to grab the book on your own and read it. And
Yeah.
I think you process the information very differently, and you learn to work with other people and to take in account, because when you're on your own, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. And sometimes you need the person to say, no, that doesn't work. You can do it like this, you can do it like that. And that part, that is not only like the academic part, but more like the social part, including professors and students. So that is an important part of formation, I think. Not,
Yeah.
not
There,
only like the information.
yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of things about school that are positives. I think that I remember I'm a big sci-fi science fiction fan, and Ray Bradbury was always one of my favorite authors. And I remember reading when I was younger, he said that he never went to college and that his college was the public library. And I still think that the public library is a very important thing to have. Everyone should have access to information, whether it's to go to the library for books or go to the library for the internet. That access is important for all. But there's a lot to be said about the social structure, and school can be a place where you kind of have built-in mentors, I feel.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't go to college. I started, but kind of the same thing. It was either work or school, and I didn't need school. It's fine. But later in life, like wanting to try and find mentors or realizing that having those people around can be really helpful was hard. Harder to find, I think.
yeah, yeah. That part is important. Not. I mean, I've done it, and I I don't want to send a message that's like, you also work hard and study hard on your own if you're up to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and definitely you can do it. I've done it. I always, I think at first I thought I was an artist, and then I did a lot of, I still do a lot of coding too. And my my thing was like, well, I'm an illustrator, I'm a coder, but I think I'm a long life learner. I love
Yeah.
I love learning. So that, I think, has made it easier for me to grasp information and to like extract the things that I need for a certain task.
Yeah.
And to this day, I always try to keep learning new stuff.
Absolutely. It's somebody told me once that you live many lives during a lifetime. Like you're many different people in a lifetime, and I think that you're always going to be you, but you know the longer you live, the more you realize the changes that happen, and
Yeah,
you don't have to be one thing for your whole life. We get tied up in identity, and I used to feel like, oh, I'm a skater. I'm going to be a skateboarder forever. And even when I didn't skate later in life as much, like I struggled with that. Like, oh, I should be skating because I'm a skater. Like I should be out there, or the way that you tie yourself to those identities can be really damaging like
yeah,
later
yeah,
on.
yeah. Because and that I even got to the point, people that knows me, I had like two separated identities also on internet, one for the coding part and one for
Right.
the research. But as you say, as I grow older, I say, I just joined the two together. So that's me. It's not. I'm not always drawing on my. I'm not always coding, but
Right.
I love to do things. And that is in part why I'm loving the NFT stuff. Like the join of the two
Yeah.
things together is really interesting for me.
It is. It is. So, what brought you into? Or let me ask first. Um, are you working as a motion designer professionally? Is that kind of what you've been doing for a while?
Yeah, uh, I've been doing illustration for a long time,
Yeah.
but I and this is going to show how old I am. But the thing I quit school, internet was beginning to be a thing,
Yeah.
and I jumped right into it because of animation that I have always loved it. I learned it from a friend about Flash. The program I think is called Animate now,
Okay.
the Adobe Flash. So me and my wife we started working on websites because it was the thing right there, and I I I started to lean into the coding side of that of, of the Flash, and that's what I did for a pretty long time. And I work in agencies on developing these Flash experience websites,
Yeah.
and uh, I learned later to code games and stuff like that. So I have been always doing that. And was primarily what I did as a professional. But one day I said, I really love animation. I started getting back into it, and I said, I'll jump back to what got me here in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Flash, it was that part. I believe I even with code I was a motion designer because I what I love about Flash sites compared to HTML on that time
Yeah.
was that you can have these flying UE elements, and it's crazy now, but it was super cool back then. And
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember trying to learn Flash early on, and like I built my first. I remember my dad showed me how to use like I think it was Dreamweaver or
yeah,
something to build a website, and I built like a Misfits fan page, and then and it had like some horror like Dawn of the Dead stuff on it, and I remember thinking it was so cool. And then
yeah.
he was showing me how to like add flash animation, and I got about 5 minutes into it, and I was like, I can't do it. but
uh,
but it was so cool to see like again, things being able to animate things by yourself. Like not
yeah,
being like some fancy studio at Disney or something to be able to make things move on the screen.
yeah, and that's the huge opportunity of these days. You can get software cheaper than it was back then, and uh, having a not so fancy computer, and you can start working and creating stuff. And I think the NFT space has shown that everyone. I don't know, but my Twitter feed switched from being all political and people just I don't like this guy to
Yeah.
art is like it's beautiful in my opinion.
Yeah.
The switch from concern and to watching people uploading art every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah. I have a friend that he's been I've loved his work for so long, and grew up with him basically at this point, and just watching him evolve. I was always blown away when he would show me some of his digital stuff, because like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, he was starting to use, instead of primarily sketching, he started to use like MS Paint to make some of his work, and it was very uh, it was simple but full of emotion. And I would ask him, like, what are you using? Are you using Adobe Illustrator? Because I hear a lot about that. Are you using Photoshop? Oh no, I'm using MS Paint, because he couldn't afford a nice computer, and but he made the tools work for him. And I've always been impressed by that, and it was always one of those reminders that if you want to make something work, it'll work. And I've been trying to get him onto Tezos forever. I'm still trying.
He should be on it.
He should.
Yeah, I believe the first animation I did, if I remember correctly, was some old computer of my grandpa that
Uh-huh.
somehow had a pirated version of, I believe it was Coral. It was not.
Corel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And inside CorelDRAW, it had this mini animation tool for like GIFs or something. And I remember, I don't know, I did a dog walking and falling into water or something, something
Yeah.
stupid like that. But to my eyes, I was like, oh my god, I can draw and make things move on the screen. It was amazing for me. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it took me a long time to actually get a computer of my own and start working. It was before internet, but I don't know. I remember as a child, I always remember seeing these morning cartoons, and I think I think it was Walt Disney himself. He presented and showed you, well, if you want to draw Donald Duck, you do this, and that was like amazing for me, seeing it work.
Yeah,
So
seeing it
so,
actually happen before your eyes instead of
so
the finished product.
when I, years later, when I could do that on the computer, it was like, well, it's amazing. You can now do this on a computer,
Yep.
uh, and I think, yeah, that's why I'm seeing not so much like I think NFTs is like a second version of that first time when the internet was new and you started knowing people from all over the world. I don't know if you knew Flickr. That was one of the first. I,
Yep.
it's owned by Yahoo now, I think, but was one of the first places where I uh, uh, we got to know other people and share work and then uh, interchange work and stuff like that. And that, I feel that's kind of the same with NFTs. It's creating these connections that even when they were there for a long time, it was like in a slumber, like, oh, okay, yeah, we have like, internet connection, no big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like a refresher of that time.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's something new to get excited about, to bring people together, and and get people excited about art again, and
Yeah.
in a new way. How did you It's cool that you've been able to be kind of a part of all those different communities, like as they've come up, and now you're here being part of this community. uh, how did you find just NFTs in general? Not We can focus in on Tezos, but how did you kind of stumble across
Um,
it all? Was it a neighbor that came over and for Christmas or something? Or
no, no, it was actually my son, my eldest son. Uh,
Really? Okay.
yeah, he was like, I I believe the people thing has already happened, and I knew because of the motion graphic community about it, but didn't
Yeah.
put too much attention onto it. And my son was like, my wife also does 3D and animation, and he was like, look, you can now sell your art directly. I believe it was OpenSea, the first thing he showed. And at the moment, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll check it out later. And didn't listen to him. But then he kept going at it, and okay, let's give it a shot. And that's where I start digging around and say, oh, and, I mean, this is going serious. It's not
Right.
like
Yeah.
some internet fad or yeah. And uh, and then I think it was a friend on a small net Discord channel
Yeah.
that told me about Hickenon, and I have seen it. The thing with NFT I feel is like it's so fast. It's like I'm talking about February, but it feels like it was years ago.
Yeah. I know. Right.
So they told me about. I applied for foundation. There was this thing where you can apply and have a vote, have people voting.
Yeah.
But at the end, it was my friend who invited me to the platform. And at the moment, I was with a lot of work, and and I said, okay, I need to do some more work, to put more work into it. But I'll I'll, I'll keep putting my genesis for foundation for later, and I'm still doing it because I got to know Hikanan, and I love it. I love it, the part of the what I was saying, the community, the fact that it's a lot cheaper on gas fees,
Sure.
that is as I dig more into crypto and NFTs, not so much in cryptocurrencies. I believe it has been around for a while, but it feels like like uh, it's starting to get more DeFi projects, to more art marketplaces. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not. I mean, it's not as old as if you want to do something on I don't know, on another cryptocurrency. And the fact now that I'm seeing on the screen, the the thing that instantly put me to Hikanon was the fact that you could upload generative artwork with code.
Right.
That's some. I think other platforms are starting to have that soon too, but. At the moment, I believe is what the only one that had that, and the 3D objects that you can like spin around, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
so it started. So what started out as getting ready for your foundation debut and having like a little side project to work on turned into a rabbit hole that.
yeah, and I've met a lot of wonderful people and artists from Hikanon, and thanks to Hikanon. So I don't think I'm leaving it soon, and I like this, like having this place where I can feel like I can still be experimental with the work I do, and I can put something with code and something illustrated
Yeah,
and something animated. That part I really like it.
absolutely. And what do you see? So what do you think is one of um, what has been one of the things that has changed for you, if anything, um, when you started to kind of use NFTs with your art? Or has anything changed by using NFTs with your art?
Well, as I was saying earlier, I think the fact that you uh, are like interacting directly with the the people that see your piece, and the fact that they can get a copy of your artwork through this
Yeah.
without having to have some middleman in. I mean, to be completely honest, I do what I do because I love doing it.
Yeah.
I had to do it for, and I still love it, doing for work and agencies and stuff like that. I love it, but that is because I need to I need to feed myself. Because if not, I will be I will do it anyway. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
explaining myself. So this is like, you do it for, because you have the need, the creative need to do something, and you can get your art in front of so much people, and if they like, they can get a copy. So it's like, I think it's really amazing. Uh, so that, and on the technical side, I still, NFTs have a long way to go. There's so much. Then right now, I mean, I'm getting back to the beginning of internet, but it's the fact, like at the first, when you can, oh, I can put text on a website, oh, I can put an image, oh, I can put an
Yeah.
animation, oh, I can do this, I can do interaction, I can do. It's the very same. Is a vessel for a lot of things. We are using it for artwork, but there's a lot of possibilities that haven't been yet explored on an NFT space.
Absolutely. It's definitely early days, and it, like you said, and we've talked about it a lot here, is it feels like so much time passes. Uh but it's, again, we just had there's these different Twitter hashtag events, like Hennessy, Henosy
Yeah,
hashtag, where it's celebrating 6 months of
yeah.
Hennessy, or of Hic et Nunc. And it's funny because it's like it's like a schoolgirl crush or something, it's like, so, or an elementary school relationship where it's like, yeah, we've been together 6 months, like we're basically married. Like, but it's exciting. And I mean, I think, I'm pretty sure we'll break the internet when a year comes around,
Oh
because
yeah.
you know no, but it's really neat. And I think you said it, like, that it's important for people to understand that, like, this is, uh what am I trying to say, like, NFT art is not a different type of art. It's a technology that's allowing your art to be more accessible to more people, and um, the future possibilities are going to be really amazing. And to be able to get familiar with the technology early on, I think is a big plus. Like, people will say, like, oh, well, I could just right click on that, and save it. And that's totally true. But you could also do that on your Instagram. Like, so if you're at all sharing your artwork online, you're at risk of having a right click, you know, save, whatever. But being able to support the artist directly, is really great. And some people don't have a place where they can store a print, or you know they don't have room for more physical pieces of art. And I think NFTs allow kind of like this middle ground where you can support an artist directly, and collect something that they've made, in a different way. It's a paradigm shift, I guess.
Yeah, and it's understandable. I mean, I've been also a collector of, I don't know, comic books all my life, and when it was easier for me, At first, I couldn't even get it on Mexico. Then I there were these comic shops popping up, and for example, right now with the pandemic, it's like you can go there. So uh,
Right.
when they started doing these digital editions, it was like at first it was it's not my comic, but
Right.
it's the same. It's the comic book. It's in your collection. You have it there. Just the because it's not on paper doesn't mean it doesn't belong to you. And yeah, you can take a picture from your skin, but you can also take a picture from the Mona Lisa, and doesn't mean like you own the Mona Lisa because you have a picture. And what the NFTs are allowing is one for artists to sell because that part is obviously important, but for collectors too. I I'm afraid to get into the collecting side. I have collecting a few because
Yeah.
I will never stop. Collecting is super cool, and the fact that you own the NFT and you can transfer it to someone else is not just for the scarcity or anything like it's like it's a different thing, but this is the same at the same time. Uh, it's still something you collected. You can pass it on to your kids or a friend, or and
Yeah.
and it will be there. It's not at all like Instagram, and I hope they don't ban me for from this. But uh, on Instagram, the only people that get something from either side is Instagram. Not
Yeah.
you for giving a like, not the other person for getting a like. We're just feeding this algorithm for how to play how letting them target us as with advertisement uh,
Yeah.
is not is that's the only thing that it's producing. And I'm not complaining. I've met a lot of people through Instagram too, but it, I think it's normal, and people will it happens always with an early, I mean, photography, everything has this early resistance to something unknown.
Yeah. You're right.
So
Absolutely.
it's a matter of time before people, even the people that say you can right click, start to understanding that it's not just the image on your screen.
Absolutely. I had a conversation with an artist friend of mine a while back, probably a year ago, where where she was saying, you know, on Instagram, she says, "Gosh, you know, I'm so frustrated, you know, with these people that I know being so flaky. You know, they'd ask me to hold on to a piece that I'm releasing, like a painting that I just made. They say, hold one for me. I'm going to buy it. And I hold on to it. And then I have other people ask me about it, but I'm holding it for my friend. And then they disappear off the face of the earth and they don't buy it. Like, what's going on? Why can't these people just follow through? And I told her, you know, I'm like, at the time I wasn't thinking about NFTs. I was just like, you know, you got to like charge them a holding fee or something. Like, yeah, you give me $20, I'll hold it for you. If you don't ever pick it up, I'm keeping the $20. And
Yeah,
if you know, you have till this date. But NFTs can be kind of a bridge to that where, you know what, like if you're interested, it's here, you know. Um I don't know. It's just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of use cases and stuff, and people are flaky.
I know. Yeah, and that's exactly there's a lot of interactions with this technology that you're starting to see, and and I think there will be more that we can even imagine right now. How because it's the like you were saying, it's like you have this technology that can uh, that can hold in almost anything. That's the amazing thing about it. We do artwork and we find it really cool to release artwork, but uh, there's a lot of other use cases, and there will be more, I believe, in the future. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's something that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I'm really excited about like collaborative contracts.
Yeah.
I think that's just a huge thing in general. Like I I'm I made a zine for a few years. It was a photography zine, and photography and music, and I had these friends that they contributed to it, and it was such a cool thing. But personally, I really struggled with, like, I'm only making 50 of these things because they're physical prints, and I'm putting a lot into each one. And then I'm making a cassette with the music. I was doing so much, and I wasn't charging a lot because I wanted to make sure it's accessible. And it was a zine, it's old school, you know. And and I struggled personally because I'm like, I want to give these artists something for their work, but at the same time, like I don't have like a good system to go about it. I don't have a way to automatically pay royalties or even figure it out. But it seemed like it was understood. Like I knew these people well enough. They wanted to be part of something neat, and I didn't have any issues come up with it. But you know, after a few issues, I'm like, God, I really want to do something with these people. And a collaborative contract would allow that kind of dissemination of funds automatically, where it's like, all right, if you're going to be involved, like, give me your address, like, send me your piece. And, you know, we feature 3 pieces. So that's like 10% of the sale of each piece or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah, and
it's,
it's much clearer. Also,
yes.
it's like there's no no one fooling you with this. It's on the contract. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
yeah,
I'm not gonna hype it up like, this is gonna be the best thing for your career ever. Like, you know, just give me all of your artwork for 6 months, and or let me represent you as an artist, or nothing. None of that. Like,
yeah,
just straight up. You know, you keep ownership. You get a piece of this. I get a piece of this, and it's laid out clearly until the end of time.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's amazing,
it is.
really. And yeah, that part of the collaborative contracts is something I've been reading a lot lately about how to code these generative PFPs, and I've been digging a lot with the contract stuff too, because I really think you as an artist, you need to read about it, because there's this thing where you need that contract to belong to you, not
Right.
be on a general contract. Or so we need to understand that some platforms, or maybe every platforms, your artwork is under their contract and stuff like that. So it's important for us to understand what's happening on that contract, not just uploading our work.
Right, right. Yeah, like Hicket Nunk, for example, has a 2.5% fee for the platform, they say.
Yeah,
So understanding that that's part of the contract, that's part of the deal is
yeah,
important.
yeah,
And
yeah.
being able to be independent of that if you so choose.
Exactly. And not that you need to get all technical about it, because if you're on NFTs, you already are technical. Not every artist jumps at it,
Yeah.
but being well informed, I don't think it hurts anyone. So yeah, and yeah, like you say, the collaborative contracts and all these ways you're interacting not only with the audience but with other artists, and ensuring not only the percentage, but the piece itself. It
Yeah.
is on the piece. The fact that it was owned by one person, 2 persons, it is written on that's super super cool for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so I want to, you made something special for our viewers today.
Oh yeah, I finished minting
Is this it here?
that little bear.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Okay, does this character have a name?
I don't. I'm not that good with names. I just name it like Little Pearl.
Oh yeah, nice. Nice. Oh man, thank you. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it. It looks kind of like one of the what are they called? It looks like a pear, but it also looks like a the little Easter candies.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
What are they called?
I, I don't remember, but
I don't remember either. But either way, super cute. Super awesome. So yeah, anybody in the chat? I've got everybody's in the chat here's address, and I'll make sure to get that over to you. Super cute. I love it.
thanks.
NFT Raider says, and Spoo. Excellent. So cool, man. Um, yeah, we'll get that out to people later today or tomorrow.
That's cool. And if anyone is not into cute pears, pears, sorry, they can. If you want, they can choose any other from. I'm not sold out on anything. So well, a few pieces, but they can choose another that they like, and I can send it to you. And
Oh, that's very generous of
yeah,
you.
yeah, whatever they like, if they don't like birth. But
I don't know. I don't know who would turn down this guy. Well, what's your do you have like some favorite techniques? Like, what's your kind of approach to creating a character like this? Uh, like, do you because you kind of again have roots that are pre-internet or early internet? Does your uh, does your creative process involve like sketching on ink and paper and converting it to kind of a digital file, or are you mostly digital? What's your
um,
personal stuff like, or your
for example, this was directly on the 3D program, but it not like it depends, but it's different. Sometimes I start on paper, sometimes even with animations. One that I've been putting out everywhere is one of a little cheese that I made. For example, that was on paper, and I started. For example, that one was the first one. I did it
yeah.
like on my sketchbook, and then I used Photoshop to
Uh-huh.
do frame by frame animation. And then I started thinking, oh, it will be cool if I do a vector style one, and I did the other piece that is this same,
Yeah.
and then I jumped to do a version that was up on Variable, recently collected by DNS. Thanks for collecting, and I ended with three different versions: one on 3D, one in 2D animation, and the other one in traditional animation. And not that I'm thinking about it, but at the end I felt it was a great exercise to see that it's practically the same animation, even when you do it differently on you can still do the same animation if you're doing by hand or by 3D or by another 2D program like After Effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, some stars on the sketchbook, sometimes because I'm used to I'm a freelancer for a long time,
Yeah.
and sometimes or most of my clients are like there's no agency between me and them. So the process that you will need to go for in an animation where you have another a team of people working is, well, you have your storyboard, your style frames, your sketches, your design, your and sometimes because I'm it's only me, and for me, I jump through that process. If I had it in my head like the bird, I just do it on the 3D software.
Yeah.
But I believe it's important to sketch, if not to get through that first idea through the file to the final piece.
Hmm.
I believe is, and I know I will sound super old, but I believe there's something about sketching on paper, not, I use, I use the iPad and the tablet too, but the fact that you're putting pencil of on paper, your mind does things, I don't know, like differently.
Yeah.
It's a process, I think, necessarily not only for character design or animation. It's, if you think about it, the language, the letters are more abstract than a drawing, and we keep on learning how to write, but not how to draw. Uh,
Yeah.
we don't
Right.
exercise that part so much, so I believe it's important for everyone to at least doodle once a day something on paper.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've encountered that in writing too. Like writing out a story or writing out a poem. Um, the way that you go about it, or the way the words that come out, there's some strange difference in that versus typing even. uh, there can be, and they can both be, equally powerful and equally creative, but there's a lot of um, like creative writing, journaling, like workshops, or kind of tips on writing. I've heard will say, like, make sure you keep a journal that you write in, or you know if you're stuck in a spot on a novel, get out a sheet of paper and just start writing longhand. And that a lot of times that changes the way you think.
Yeah,
So I'm not surprised that that would be the same for anything really.
I believe it's like more more directly getting things more directly or easier than having to think to turn on your computer, connect your tablet or your iPad or whatever.
Right, right.
Just, oh, I think about it. I can scribble it on a piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Now for people, like for artists, whether they're young or just starting to kind of approach, I guess, the NFT space, specifically, what are some kind of things that you'd encourage those people with, or kind of pointers for people just getting into the space, or some things you've learned along the way?
Uh, Not to be too daddish about it, but learn the security first. Uh,
Okay. Yes.
is the first thing because, as you know, there have been many hackers, and that thing will also continue to evolve.
Yes.
So we need to understand that because it's on the screen, it not it doesn't mean they're not going to take your money or even your information. I don't keep any on my wallet, but I think I will be more sad if I lost the artwork that I've done or collected than money. It's not that part. So
Yeah.
yeah, on the technical side, understand what you're doing, what, like we said before, the contracts, the security of the platforms, the wallet that you're using. Don't have like 100 extensions on Chrome when you're using. Uh, the,
Yeah.
but and from the artistic side, I think you need you need to be concerned about security, and from the other side, you need to don't think too much about what you're putting out. Uh, if you love what you're doing, uh, and you feel like you have the need to share it, not just for gaining some quick buck or something. You need to share this. Do it. Don't overthink it too much. I
Yeah.
think I always been an overthinker. I start to do the branches of what could happen in my head, and
I
this
think we
time
share that quality.
and this time I did the opposite totally. I did. I'm gonna jump right in and start uploading my work, and see how it goes. And I believe it was a right call. You don't need to overthink it that much. If it's your artwork, it's just a different way of sharing it with the world. So
Right.
don't be afraid to and that's another thing I like about Hikanon. It's like you can find almost any style, any kind of drawing, 3D code stuff. That's to me something beautiful, because if you do something, you can just put it out there, let people know that you uploaded your work, and start sharing it. So don't overthink it too much. No, I don't mean with that like be lazy with your work, but the fact to we all get that kind of like oh no, what if nobody likes it or something like that. If you like it, that's it. If someone else like it, that's better. So you're not losing anything because of your putting it out.
Absolutely. And Spoo concurs. He says, don't overthink it. Also, don't underthink it. Yeah. Exactly. A balanced approach.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think we had Famiki on a couple weeks back, and um, I kind of asked her, when do you know when a piece is done, or that kind of question, and she said something along the same lines, which was, if you see it and you would want to buy it, or if it's something you would want, like put it out there, like get it out there right away, like if it's something you're not sure of, like just hold on to it, don't
Yeah,
worry about it. It's uh yeah.
yeah, that's something. Yeah, you can feel, but yeah, the I mean that's what I was saying. Don't It doesn't mean to be lazy with your work, but also
Yeah.
coming from design, uh, you can keep polishing something all your life. It's never really done. So
Right.
what you get to that part that you were saying, you you feel it now. Okay, I think I'm okay with putting this out. Uh,
Yeah.
because if not, you'll always be polishing the work, and never sharing it. So don't let you don't let that hold you back. Uh,
Yeah, because you've got a lot of different styles on your page here. You got some more like traditional animation with characters, and then some of the 3D graphics stuff that's really neat. Um, but they all work equally well. They're all really, really well done. So I
thanks,
don't
thanks.
feel like it takes away from anything to have all the different styles.
Yeah, and on the past, uh, as I was saying, I was like, oh, I don't keep a consistent style, but maybe that's my consistent style. The fact that I don't have, uh,
Right, right.
and I believe when you're younger, you kind of feel uh, that is super important, and it is, but it's not like because design trends change and even illustration trends change, but the artwork that you put in, at least I feel like so. If one day I feel like doing something with code or 3D or 2D, that part that I put into my work is what is my style. Is my is if the part of me that I put into every piece. If they don't look all alike, one thing I can assure you, I love doing all of it. So
Yeah.
I put my heart into my work. Yeah.
NFT Raider says many people don't know the difference between art and design.
Oh yeah. Well, um, uh, uh, when I started sharing work on Instagram, it was more because of I do motion design, you do client work, you share it because you can get more work. But I've never done that thing. I know, and it's totally okay. You can have certain style that you can share only that style, but it happens a lot with design. With artwork, it's totally different. It's totally subjective. You don't need to be on a even when there are art trends and stuff. You don't need to fit into a specific art trend. In design, you can start seeing like the same colors, styles of characters. It happens, and it's normal. We grab. We're never. I don't know who said it, but you're never really original. You're grabbing from everyone else. But so on Instagram, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this like portfolio, and at the end, I think I don't even share that much of work. It's always been things that I like to do, and I think that's what I like the most about the NFTs is like someone who likes things done in code will find it. Someone who likes 3D will find it, and it doesn't mean that you need to do only on code or only on paper.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Yeah. Spoo says someone once said about Kevin Smith, his style is that he has no style. And NFT Raider, we're definitely in the same boat, Dave. My collection is super wild as well.
yeah, and it's fine. I mean, I don't want to be a like, but it's we have only one life.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's like going as a kid to the ice cream and only ordering vanilla always.
Right,
Like,
right.
why will you do that? Taste everything.
That's right. That's right. Try a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
So
awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and share like your story and everything. We got about a half hour left. You're welcome to chill, and we're gonna look at some art before we wrap it up. But I do want to make sure if you have anything else you wanted to share or we want that we didn't touch on, maybe
no. I
give you the
think
chance.
I thank you for the invitation. I have been following the show for a while now.
Oh
I,
man, that
I
feels really good,
really
man.
love the what you're doing because this part it only bring us closer to the audience. It's really helpful to is that part is like that extra interface between the artist and the and the audience, and I think it's really important, and then I appreciate you for your invitation and doing the show.
Man, that means a lot. It really does. Thank you so much for saying so.
Thanks to you.
Yeah. So did you want to hang out, or are you gonna you got some stuff to do?
I'll have to, but I can I can hang around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna look at some stuff and yeah, see what we can find and uh, see what's new and fresh out there right now. Do you have any artists that you're following that you're real particular on at the moment?
Um, not not at the moment, but um, I haven't get a dessert yet. I
Right.
think that that's what's cutting everyone's attention, at least on the
Right, right.
test side.
Absolutely.
But not. That's what I love of kicking on. Not on any. I'm not too focused on anything specific. I saw something like that's really good, and I don't.
Yeah, it was just like what is this? Synth City, Rift Rover, DiJC. Okay, and it seems like it's let's see here. Let me reduce it so I can. Oh, of course it's gonna freeze up on me. Thank you. Let's see. Let me.
So yeah, I just of course I tend to look through to lean to the motion and character design
Right,
stuff,
right.
but but there's so much good stuff on Kick that, to be honest, I try not to spend that much time on it, because if not, I will be scrolling all day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I hear you on that. Um, well, this is a perfect opportunity then. We get to scroll through when you normally don't get to.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be kind to us, we might have to switch over to object.com. They tend to have a little faster loading time.
Yeah.
This is a cool. I like the little featured aspect of object.com. A little rain here. That's a cool little illustration. Like
Yeah.
it's like really pixel Photoshop MP4 video. Yeah, that's nice.
It's Photoshop.
And let's see
Yeah,
here.
I like the that pieces like have this subtle animation. It's not too much, just
Yeah.
an accent on the illustration. I really liked
All right. Yeah, there's a butt.
it. Yeah.
This is another one I'm seeing a lot of is these a lot of like little pixel
Yeah.
guys. Um, let's see. This is different. That's pretty cool. Pick up your toys. Natural expression of an everyday event. An angry mother is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Pick up your damn toys. Let's see who this is by. I can't tell from here. This is cool. I like this. All right, let's see if we. Oh, these are nice. I like these a
Yeah.
lot.
And,
Cabezas.
and they're made like I believe it's like
Yeah, what do you think that is? If you think that's, it looks physical, but I'm pretty sure
yeah,
it's
yeah. I'm trying to.
let's see. Let's blow it up a little bit. I'm a little bit reluctant to share it because it doesn't connect to any wallet in particular. But either
Oh,
way, that's
yeah.
pretty cool. So I'll have to put that one on ice. Sometimes I'll like bookmark something like this. I'll come back to it in like a few months and they'll have their profile all straightened out and be like, oh, okay, it's really you. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But these are really neat. That's kind of some dark stuff there. Tear or tear, I'm not sure, but oh sorry, didn't saw you there. I feel kind of weird. Have you ever wanted to crawl out of your skin just for a little bit anyway? All right. Spooky.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, they got some other. That's pretty neat. And I hope people verify their accounts with Tezzy Kitty.
I think it's that's well, no, that's because I did it a while ago, but then he cannot change it to test profiles, I believe.
Yeah, right.
But I think some of the information of this kitty was kept. So
Yeah, because I
they
think you could.
haven't done either of both
Right.
those profiles. I'm sorry.
There's that. Let's see what this is. These are neat.
Yeah.
Some cool. Do you because you're doing animation, you're doing some coding, like can you make a distinction in what is generative art versus procedural art versus like the collectibles projects like the tezos? Like this I see as generative art because it's being generated by code,
Oh yeah.
but
I
then also the
I
tezos are generative. Like
yeah, no, but it's
is it
because
is it a gray area?
no, it's not a great area, but I believe that normally what you think before these projects, of what I know, generative art was something more like this.
Okay.
You use processing or open framework or something to generate the artwork, but the the to be honest, I was uh, uh, like switched on that as well. Like, why are they calling this generative art? But yeah, now that I've done it, I understand. It's because uh, at the base of it is the same. You're giving instruction to the computer, but at the end is an algorithm or a random number generator that produces the final image. That's the generative part, and the I don't know how to the on under quote the uncontrollable part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs. It's the same. It's just a different result.
Okay, so for people watching, like, so kind of the 3D um, kind of generative art. When you think of like generative art and coding, you think of maybe where's your work here? Um, uh, something along the lines of this, which it won't let me sign into, but um, or the one of these pieces here.
Yeah, like the wavy ones
Yeah.
is made with codes,
So
and
that's what a lot of people would picture traditionally as generative art and recognize as
yeah,
generative.
I believe so because and I follow a lot of artists on Twitter that have been doing this from a long time, and
Yeah.
that's now you can use 3D software and input the code and generate 3D images, and but it's still like heavily based on code. And
Right. And now you've got the other side of it, which is more of a generative shuffle
yes,
almost.
that's it. It's more um, like a shuffle, yeah. Of and you can you can do some settings for the rarity of the pieces and stuff, but at the end it's the program that um, that decides which images we put
Dave,
together.
it's a slot machine.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's the perfect analogy for me because I'm from Las Vegas.
Yep. Yeah,
Like
that's
now
it.
that makes me want to make a generative art piece that is a slot machine.
That will be
That
cool. Yeah.
like pull the handle, see what you get, and oh man, see, I can't do this anymore. I can't talk to people who are creative because I just come up with these ideas that I there's just no way I can follow through on all of them. So, but no, but I'm gonna keep that little nugget there to remember when I talk to people um because they are both generative. It's just they're
Yeah,
a different way of generating the end
exactly.
result. Yeah, that's cool. What's this? Transaction operation number 3. I like those colors.
Yeah.
Sometimes the really simple stuff gets me, like simple but really lovely. Oh, man, these are nice. I'm gonna have to new nows. I dream in code. Nice. Out of I thought it said Melbourne, Australia. I thought it was. And I did see on your profile, you had it looked like a link to like a URL shortener.
Oh yeah,
Is that something you've kept up with, or should I just
uh, I,
focus on it?
I have it, and I mean, and people can get their link there. But to be honest, it's not. It haven't moved that much, so it was something when we were all like with these long wallet addresses
Gotcha,
before
gotcha.
the yeah. So I don't believe it's of much point unless you need or you want some of that domains.
Well,
But
check out Dave's page if you're interested in getting your URL shortener and support an artist.
yeah, I mean the thing still is still up. A few people gotten their addresses on there, but
Awesome. I just remembered that and I was like, I gotta ask about that. This would be nice. I would love to have like these two pieces side by side up on my wall. You know,
yeah,
like
those look cool together.
I hope there's two more that go above it and on the side of it because that would make the ultimate little
Yeah,
little piece. That would be nice to be able to use like on Cyber or one of those virtual art galleries, but be able to kind of place and position things and break them up like you would on your wall.
yeah, that
Maybe,
will
maybe
be.
there's that functionality already. I just don't know.
I don't believe it is, but yeah, ordering the artwork in as you wish is something cool.
Yeah, right. Nice. Worker exploration, programmed obsolescence, destruction, system, eat the rich, animated illustration. Yeah,
I like that.
I like that too. Senza. Brazilian artist illustration, collages, video editing, and 3D objects. Oh, those are cool. I like a lot.
Oops.
Account suspended. Wah, wah. Bummer, dude. Well, the voxel pigs, I see those a lot. I've seen those recently a lot. Lazy Turtle Pond. Hmm. All right, I want to explore a little bit of Calumet as well. You dropped a piece on Calumet, correct?
Yeah, and it's already sold out, but I like the interface of Calamit,
Yeah,
and I haven't used it that much to be honest, but there's some cool stuff on there too.
absolutely. I remember, I know for sure, like every time I go back, kind of the artwork, I'm kind of more interested in coming back, and I think there's just more artists on it now and doing all kinds of different styles. And it's just really cool to see. Um, I still want dark mode though. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to. They just want to keep this style, and that's fine. But I want dark mode. Damn it!
Yeah.
Give me my dark mode. I'm a sucker for dark mode.
Yeah, me too. I got too used to dark mode because of the coding days. Sometimes I will
Yeah.
late at night coding, and a white screen just burns your eyes.
Uh huh.
So I've been using it in dark mode everything since then.
Yeah.
And when I found that an app or like I think for example OpenSea also has it, it's like, oh wow, they have dark mode. I instantly
Yeah.
switch it.
Yeah. Hickett or Calumet has definitely done a lot. Yeah, I feel like even though it's been a slow progression or slower progression for Calumet, I think it's progressing at a good pace. Like there's good user interface stuff that they've changed, and it's becoming more and more browsable. So I can definitely appreciate the work they've put in since the beginning. It's
Yeah.
again, it feels like forever. I'm like, oh,
It's like yeah.
slowly they're integrating things, but it's like six
It's like-
months. Like
yeah.
it,
Yeah, it
we
really
expect
feels like
so
that.
much. We
I,
expect so much of these developers.
yeah, and but it feels like that. I have talked with other people and even developers, and then they also have this feeling like it seems like a long time, but it's going super quick.
Uh huh. That's cool.
That's a
Very
cool one.
cool. Very cool sci-fi. Unperturbed. The terrible emptiness of soul this android has discovered is true beauty, undisturbed and stripped of soul and matter. Spoo Spoo says, as someone who owns a pair of eyes, I too prefer dark mode.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now it's even like when I see a white screen, even on the day, it's like, oh my eyes. I just too used to
Yeah.
having it in dark mode.
Uh huh.
I even had this. I don't. I think it was like Dark Side always, something like that. It was this Chrome plugin that let you
Yeah.
switch, and it was cool because once I one when you had it on light mode, it
Yeah.
was Luke Skywalker, and you switch it, and it was Darth Vader on the icon.
Nice.
But it lets you uh, change the dark mode in sites that don't have it.
that's that's awesome. Yeah, we I need to get that plugin.
Yeah, uh, of course that that's out of my browser, right? Since I started adding my wallets in there, so I keep it
Right.
on a separate installation. That's another tip. Don't have that much of extensions on Chrome.
Limit yourself.
Yeah, because not because of the extensions are malicious or something, but they can have these paths where hackers can enter into your system.
So just by the way they're connected to your browser and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
there's like
they
a
can have these
backdoor.
holes. Yeah,
Got it.
not on purpose, not like, but that's usually the thing that the hackers exploit.
Gotcha. Yeah, you definitely. Also, I would say too, whatever wallet you have connected to your browser to be not your main wallet.
Yeah,
Don't keep tons of funds in there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're an active collector or if you're an active buyer, being able to have. Well, I guess it's hard right now with the NFT part. Like there aren't. Are there any NFT wallets that you know of that are uh, you're able to store NFTs
Uh,
on a cold storage?
I think you can, but it's it's like that. If you can store it on a cold wallet, but then you don't have it to display it on your so it's one thing
Right.
or the other.
A little
But
bit of a
yeah,
catch 22.
the if you can use a cold wallet is better.
That's right. Keep some funds on there for spending, but don't keep them all there.
Yeah,
If you're making money as an artist, siphon off some of that money to a different wallet that's not connected to your browser.
yeah, definitely.
There's some really, yeah, Calumet. I'm just going to jump to page 9. Oh, Skull
Wow.
Lady. That's pretty neat.
They have a lot since the last time I entered.
Yeah, a lot of photography I've seen showing up more and more. This is really nice. That's pretty cool. The Watcher is pretty damn cool. All right, let me. Oh man, that's the one. That's one thing. It's driving me a little nuts. I so want to right click just to open this in a different browser window, but I can't. They disable it. Oh
Um,
wait. You know what? Wait. I think I think somebody told me about the middle button yesterday or the last. I think it might have been Spoo in the chat here. Middle button. There it is. Middle mouse button. Here I am crying and whining,
oh yeah.
and my middle mouse button works. Whew. Okay. I got my. I'm glad I remembered that. Or control click. NFT Raider, it was probably you that told me. Try the middle button. It was not me. What a relief. Now I can really. I won't lose my place.
Yeah.
That's funny. Is that Jimi Hendrix? Yeah. It's like a Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson outfit, Jimi Hendrix finger body. Oh gosh, good stuff. Bad bug. Bad bug. OAC was the OG. Middle button, you're a lifesaver.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
And I also do that. I, I I I have lost count of how many tabs I have sometimes on my open
Yeah,
on my
right.
browser. Yeah.
That's strange. Bad bug. A bug. That one. Where do you see there? You can organize in groups. Mega helpful. I'm tab messy myself. Oh, like organize the tabs in groups?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think you that's something relatively new, but yeah, you can click and right click on the tab, and it will let you add like a group of tabs.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I have to mess with that later. That's nice. Real pics I took wandering around. Edited in cyberpunk anime style. You can find me on Instagram adjacent future.
It was just real pics, and, and those colors were like wow.
Right?
But he did some
Little
editing.
editing going on there.
Yeah,
I know. I was thinking that too. I'm like, damn, how nice to be able to get like
yeah,
this
yeah.
pink next to this pink, a little pink back here, that blue in the sky. Like, art by Stanley. Girl in the dark. Beautiful. Little Mr. Robot.
Oh yeah, love that
Illustrator.
series.
It's so good. I
Yeah,
didn't finish it yet. I got through like almost all of it and I didn't finish it. I don't know
uh,
what I'm doing with my
I,
life.
I really like it. It was one of those like I normally don't get that, don't spend that much time watching TV or something, but that
Yeah.
one just glued me on the screen. I was like, oh, I need to finish this.
Yeah.
It's really good.
All right. Bookmarked a few from Calumet. Let's visit. See if we can fit in just a little more. Buttonist. NFTbutton.com. Let's see. Go to primary market. Jungle symbol. I saw this earlier. It's a little slow to load, but everything is. That's cool. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice image. NFT button. And I'm still getting used to the NFT button interface. I like this piece too. Oh, wait. Middle button. Yes. Kyoto. Romantic soul and oriental darkness. Let's see. Where's the artist? Who's the artist? Creations. Okay, so that's not originally. Where is IPFS? Auction. I don't know. I'm still getting used to it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's kind of different, the interface.
Yep. Oh, we had let's see, where's Byteblock? Byteblock's been slowly doing their thing. I don't know if you've explored them much.
Yeah, I have seen it.
I think they've got a little ways to go to get their interface and stuff down, but I think it's a really small team working.
Yeah, and and to be honest, it's kind of hard to keep up with all that because
You're right. It is.
I have tried a few, but there's like new ones every day, and I think, but by block I have seen it.
Let's go to Forever Curious. Nothing created at the moment. It's okay. Vector box. Wait. Let me wait. Let me see if it just loads. It might load a little late. I don't know. Having a hard time. Like, okay, there we go. I must have bookmarked something else. Oh, these are nice. I hadn't seen these on the platform yet. I like this style.
Yeah, it's different.
Cat characters are cool. Okay, let's check out cat characters. All right, cat character, who are you? Where's your cat maker? Artist is cat characters. Got it. Mr. and Mrs. Cat Maker. This is cool. Now, how do I find you? I want to know you. Okay.
It doesn't have a link to the artist.
I don't think so.
Maybe as a little profile icon.
Yeah.
Nah, that's weird.
All right, Byte Block. Get these links to these artists working. See this one? Yeah, same here. It says the name, but there's not a link to
The profile.
Yeah. Byte Block Genesis giveaway. Must have been first when they just opened up. Let's see if we can get a link to anyone. Tezos punks. I don't think those are the Tezos punks. They're one of many. There's a 50% off coupon. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Oh, that's very strange. Very strange. But again, Itar Pass asking about their body shape. Huh. But yeah, no link. That's a bummer. I want to know these people. Well, I'm definitely have to keep an eye out for cat characters. I'm gonna have to find them on Twitter by doing some old-fashioned digging.
Yeah, it's super weird that you don't see the link on their profile.
But well, I will definitely get. We're coming to an end. I will get the NFT that you were so generous to contribute to our viewers. And we're hitting that 2-hour mark, so it's time to wrap it up today.
That's cool. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey Dave, this has been a lot of fun. I really again, I know I said it already probably 4 or 5 times, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate it. Thanks to you for having me.
Absolutely, and we'll have to have you back on again sometime, and
Sure.
we'll stay in touch. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, dude.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Dave, again for coming on, and NFT Raider, Spoo, Flygore for joining us in the chat today. You guys are awesome. Love having you guys here, hanging out. I'll get you this NFT over. Cool new piece by Dave Gamez. And yeah, again. Oh yes, thank you. Sorry. Next week we have. Let me just make sure I'm 100% correct. What is next week? Next week is the 15th. Oh my goodness. Freaking out. Who's here next week? I got to find my calendar. I'm a mess, apparently. Things to prepare before your Artcast. Who's on next week? Oh goodness. 22nd. Oh. No, you're good. You're good. I don't have anyone lined up next week. I'm still searching for somebody to line up. On the 22nd, we have Moo the Stan joining us, so that'll be exciting. And we have our 13 questions series for some of the artists who want to remain more anonymous. We've got some really good ones coming up on that. I'm really excited about. But yeah, it's 22nd, Moo the Stan, and I'm gonna reach out to a few people specifically, see if we can get someone on next week. If not, we might have a music edition. Get a new playlist out there. So I will let you all know as soon as we get there. And yeah, again, you guys rock. Seriously, having you guys in the chat makes my day. So I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. And yeah, we'll talk to you during the week, and we'll see you next week. All right. Peace out, y'all. See you on the flippity flop. Bye.